It started as a quick trip to the local pet store for supplies. I wasn't looking for a new fish, but then I saw him. Tucked away in a tiny bottle on a bottom shelf, this little guy caught my eye. He didn't just swim away. He came straight to me, staring for what felt like forever, tracking my every move. In that moment, I knew I couldn't leave him there. I took him home that day, but since his new home wasn't ready yet, he stayed in my friend's established tank while I got to work. My 20L tank had been sitting empty for a while. This time, I wanted to do everything right, no shortcuts. I'm starting with a base of API Aquasoil for a quick, nutrient-rich setup. I'm layering sand over my existing substrate, which still holds some beneficial bacteria from the previous scape. I'm making sure to add more height toward the back. It creates an illusion of depth that makes a small tank look much larger. Hardscaping is the soul of the tank. I'm using one main piece of driftwood, a dragon rock for texture, and a couple of lava rocks to anchor the scene. The goal is a nature-style look that leaves enough room in the back corners for the essentials, the filter and the heater. Once I'm happy with the layout, I need to make sure nothing shifts during maintenance. I'm using the super glue and cotton method here. By stuffing tiny pieces of cotton into the contact points and soaking them in cyanoacrylate glue, it creates an instant, rock-solid bond. It's a pro tip for keeping the driftwood exactly where you want it without worrying about it floating or sliding later. Once the rocks and gravel are set, it's time for the dirty work. I fill and drain the tank a couple of times. This flushes out the initial dust and impurities from the rocks and substrate, ensuring the water stays crystal clear later on. Now for the greenery. We're starting with Java moss on the wood and rocks to give it that aged forest look. For the foreground, I'm meticulously placing dwarf hairgrass and some Sagittarius subulata. In the midground, I've chosen Vallisneria nana for its elegant flow, and Anubias nana tucked into the rock crevices. Finally, for the background, Bacopa caroliniana and Hydrophila deformis provide the dense canopy this Betta deserves. A quick refill, and we top it off with Amazon Frogbit. Bettas love the shade provided by floating plants. It makes them feel secure. To get this carpet growing fast, I'm running a DIY CO2 system. I use an automatic timer to turn the CO2 on 1 hour before the lights. By the time the sun comes up, the drop checker is a perfect lime green. At night, it turns off to let the tank breathe. To jumpstart the cycle, I added 2 milliliters of beneficial bacteria every day for 5 days. By day 5, the levels were looking promising. Ammonia at 0.25 ppm, nitrites almost gone, and a pH of 6.4. I let it settle for another week with 8 hours of light and 10 hours of CO2. 2 weeks later, we've hit the sweet spot. 0 ammonia, 0 nitrites, and 10 ppm nitrates. It's officially moving day. I made sure the temperature was an exact match before slowly transitioning him. I turned the lights off for the first few hours to let him explore without stress. It's incredible to see the difference from a cramped plastic bottle to a lush 20L paradise. He's already responding to me, exploring every corner of his new home. This is why we do it. If you enjoyed this build, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.